Hi, this is Desi Flores, and I am here with Bobby Moffett, the Wolfman. You want to give us a howl? Okay, I tried doing it earlier. I'm going to try doing it with you. Can I try doing it with you? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Yes!
That was pretty good.
I did a good job. All right. Anyway, Bobby is on our LFA card coming up here in Phoenix on January 19th. And as you know, I'm the LFA ring girl. So I thought it'd be awesome to come in here to the MMA lab in Glendale, Arizona, and interview him, see how he's doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming in and checking out the gym.
Of course. So how are you feeling so far in your camp?
Feeling pretty good. Like, I was out in Detroit last week with Jakar for his fight.
Oh, that's right.
For the UFC. So this is pretty much my first week of camp, and it's starting off good. So
Okay, so how many weeks of camp will there be then? That's a short camp.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7.
So you one of those fighters that like stay ready?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the gym every day. I don't really take time off. I'm always grinding, I guess.
Okay, and so how much more weight do you have to cut then?
I'm probably like 166.
All right, so how do you feel about this fight coming up?
I think it's a pretty good fight. Don is a really good fighter. He fought in the Contender Series and he was on the Ultimate Fighter. So this is a good test for me, and he's tough, and I'm looking forward to fighting him. I think it's a really good stylistic matchup. I think he's got some good tools, but overall, I think I'm just a more complete fighter than he is.
Right, and you get to headline the whole show, and
I didn't know if it was headlined yet, so that was the first I heard of it. So I know it was the interim belt, so that was pretty cool. This will be the second time I headline. Well, the first time LFA, but the second time I headline their organization. I headlined the RFA one in Hammond, Indiana. I think it was the only time they ever showed up there. I fought Barcelos out there.
Yeah, I mean, you get to fight right where you live.
Yeah, so it was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That was like 30 minutes from where I live, and then this one's going to be 30 minutes from where I live. So.
Which always helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your story? What's your stylistic background? What are your strengths? What can we expect in the cage that day?
I started wrestling when I was 10 or 11, something like that, 6th grade, and first time I ever saw the UFC was the first Ultimate Fighter, actually. I think I was a freshman in high school, and I had no idea there was anything like that, and I wanted to do it immediately. I always wanted to fight for a living, and I thought professional wrestling was real at one point in my life. So I wanted to do that, and then I realized there were people actually fighting in a cage, so I wanted to do that. When I turned 19, I started doing jiu-jitsu with the intent to become a professional MMA fighter, and it's taken me here so far, and I'm looking for higher steps.
So what's your record right now?
10-2.
10-2?
Yeah.
And what did you learn from those losses?
Not to be able to change game plans. I think in both those fights I kind of went in there with the same game plan, and then I didn't change them. I should have learned it from the first loss, and I went out there with Barcelos and just decided once I couldn't get the takedown, I was like, all right, I'm just going to try and hit him as hard as I could, and both of us lumped each other's faces up for 5 rounds, and I'd rather not do that. So
Right.
I think I just learned how to adapt in the cage a little bit more.
Right, which is very important for fighters. So you're saying
Yeah.
once you get in the cage and you have a game plan, develop new game plans as you go along.
It's like that, but I also don't want to go out there with one thing set in my mind, you know. So if I go out there thinking, oh, I'm going to try and choke this guy in the first round, and then I go for a choke and the guy gets out of it, which has happened a few times, and then that's my first game plan, and then your confidence goes down. So I don't want to be thinking about finishing a certain round or a certain way, because then if it changes, I could get less confidence. So I just kind of want to go out there and see what comes up. I know what he's potentially going to do, so I can defend that and then attack from there, or attack and make him defend, and that's what I'm looking looking forward to doing.
So I see your UFC shirt on. What do you think are the steps that you need to take in order to reach that goal?
Well, I'm always looking just right at the first fight right now. So Thonley, so I have to beat him first, foremost. That's the most important thing.
Okay, Bobby. So you're in a relationship right now. How long have you been with your girlfriend?
Oh, I don't know, like 2.5. No, it's not 2.5. Well, yeah.
We'll say the longer, 2.5 years.
Yeah, let's just say 2.5.
And how old are you?
27.
27. Okay, so how does being in a relationship affect her? Does she train martial arts at all, or is she an athlete?
No, she doesn't train martial arts. Actually, today was the first day she did a Muay Thai class back home.
That's awesome.
She called me a little bit ago. I probably should have called her back, but
you do that right after.
Yeah, I do that when I'm done training. So hopefully she had a good time. But no, she doesn't train or anything. I think she just did some recreational sports and stuff like that. Nothing too serious.
Does she? So you're saying so she's back home. So she's not here to like help you during your camps or things like that. Oh, so that has to be tough. That's like a long distance love story. You moved away to follow your passion, your sport. She's back at home.
Yeah. It is pretty tough. It's something I've never been used to before. So I don't know. I think it's working out right now. I wouldn't. She knows that I came out here for a reason, and she's supportive of me, and I appreciate that. She gets upset sometimes because we can't see each other a lot, and obviously I miss her too. So it is what it is. This is what I have to do. This is how I see it. I love fighting. I love grinding in the gym. I want to be the best, and this is where I feel like it's going to happen. So
there's so many sacrifices that are made behind the scenes that people just have no idea about, you know? And I mean, sacrificing being away from your family, your friends, your girlfriend, which is really an everyday thing. What would you say? I don't want to say your biggest sacrifice, but what would you say overall you see a lot of fighters go through that maybe nobody understands coming from the outside? Because I have people that tell me like, oh, fighting is such a violent sport, it's just people in a cage hitting each other. It's so much more than that. What would you say is the biggest thing that stands out to you that you guys sacrifice or give up, or maybe even just learn from this process?
I remember before my last fight, I went back home for like 3 days for my family vacation, and it was hard to leave, you know. I don't know, I grew up hanging around my family a lot. All my cousins, my uncles, my aunts. It gets me a little choked up right now when I talk about it. So we had our family vacation, and I don't know, it motivated me because that's what I'm sacrificing, really, like the time away from them, and obviously my girlfriend, and it I don't know, it motivates me. Obviously I miss it a lot. I'm gonna go home for Christmas just for 2 days. I'm not very emotional, I don't think, but I'll probably end up getting some tears when I leave because I don't know, it chokes me up. I don't like not being there for my family. So that's probably one of the biggest things that's on my mind.
I'm sure they're so proud of you, though, and all the steps that you're taking to do this. Does that emotion carry with you into the cage? Do you feel like, or do you kind of like block everything out when you get in there, or do you go in there and you're like, I'm sacrificing all this, I don't have my family, or don't have my girlfriend here, I'm making the most of this moment? Or is it just a clarity? What is your mentality when you enter that cage?
My mind's pretty clear. Leading up to the fight, I might have some stuff, you know, like I said, when I went back home and I kind of got a little emotional, but I work out so hard, I kind of work through the emotions when I'm on the treadmill or the track or in the cage, and then when I get into the fight, I'm kind of just zoned in on my target, pretty much. I look at them and I know this is what I got to do.
How are you and Jakar so close? Were you his corner because you went down there with him? Or
I was just helping him out with.
you like best friends or?
We lived together. I would say we're pretty close friends, if it was best friends. I mean, we live together. We share a lot in common. We're both from the Midwest. We like the same stuff, you know. I don't know.
Right, we're talking about Jakar Close. He's from Detroit, Michigan, right?
Yeah. Well, he's not from Detroit. He's from South Haven. But
okay.
But I don't know. We just have a lot in common, and we're both motivated to be the best that we can be. And I think we see that in each other, and we want to be around people that want to be the best. So I think that's part of the reason why we are so close.
That's awesome. Well, I will be right up in the cage with you to watch this event. I hope I know your family and your girlfriend will be watching on TV. If not in person, I look so forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So do you want to end this the best way? That you know?
With a howl?
With a howl. Let's go. Are you ready?
All right, ready?